Foolish. Chop small, small, chop long time. Weak thoughts don't build strong minds. On the grind, that's all time. All time great, that's small time. The money I don't chop up. Wahala, no, they see the program. Hit the strip clubs in Europe and throw all my euros. I think I'm in Poland. I just moved Olo, you see me with no cam. Pero tengo unos locos que chocan. Mis enemigos no se equivocan. A las damas y niños no se tocan. I'm in the kitchen, I give you that fuego. Money to burn tea, okay, all my pesos. Do as I say, si lo say so, I say so. You go for broke, I'ma go for my payroll now. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back. Foolish. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back. Foolish.
Hello, family, friends, and fellow flows. Welcome to Bursting with Energy. Today is going to be the last episode of the year, and we're going to end it with spirituality. As you guys know, we talked a lot about decision making, your environment, connecting to nature, connecting to your mind, your thoughts, and we're going to bring that all together with this episode on spirituality. If you guys would like to support the channel, see its growth, you can now donate to jessicakofi@gmail.com or justflowkofi@gmail.com. The information will also be in the description box. So let us look at our participants who are going to show you guys what we're doing today. Dominique, JP, and Steve. So they're going to be showing you from the live what you have to do at home, so you guys can kind of put into play the different activities and how you can perform them on your own. Today it's going to be a little different. We're not going to have a water or meditation challenge. As we already know, Steve is going to be on episode 20 because he won last season's water challenge. So we're going to already have him. This one is more going to be, we're going to do activities and discussion at the same time as we go through each activity. Okay? So let's get right into it. What is spirituality? So the definition of spirituality is the quality of concern for the human spirit or soul. What do you guys think when you hear that?
The connection with our soul?
So being concerned, the quality of concern with the human spirit or soul.
Or with a higher self?
What do you think?
Is it only going to be our souls, or does it also involve higher self?
That's well, the soul, if you see it as the higher self, then it would be that. But the actual definition is the quality of concern for the human soul or spirit. So for you, you think higher self when you hear that definition?
I would say with myself, like when I think of spirituality, I would also think of like spirituality with like God, for example.
Okay. So you associate it to God when you hear the word spirituality?
Yeah.
Okay, JP?
I feel like I'm being set up. I'm like the opposite of spiritual.
I know.
Always.
That's actually why I picked him as one of the participants. So I usually pick my participants on purpose. But yes, that's why I picked him. But when you hear the definition, what do you associate it with?
Well,
because you're the opposite of God. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, but the definition didn't include the word God, but they both thought of God.
No, not actually. Me, I think of spirituality exactly as you defined it.
Okay.
It's just, to me, it's more an interpretation than something that's like factual.
Spirituality?
Yeah, I think of it as more a way that a part of the population, of the human population, tries to explain things that not that they don't understand, but that they understand less than other things.
I like that he said that. As we go through the workshop, I'm hoping you guys are going to have more of an understanding of what spirituality is, so that you can bring it into energy. What do you think when you hear the word, the definition?
Pretty much self-awareness, connection with the spiritual and the mind to actually have better control with the body.
Yes. So I agree with that, because when it's the quality of concern that for your human spirit or soul, what is the human spirit or soul? So spirit, the definition, I'm giving you guys exact definitions so that you know the meaning behind it. So the spirit or soul, the definition is the immaterial or the non-physical part of the human being. So what is the non-physical part of the human?
You're conscious.
Conscious, yes. So thoughts, consciousness. What else is the immaterial, non-physical part of the human?
Yeah, I think that we're fully physical.
Fully physical. Okay, but
just believe the consciousness and soul is one and the same thing.
Okay. So the immaterial part of a human is the thoughts that we have. I can't see your thoughts. I can see you acting out your thought, but I can't see the actual thought. And your emotions. I see the behavior of the emotion, but I don't see the actual emotion. So now that we know what the spiritual, do you guys agree with that? Let's all, at home, you guys can let us know in the comment section if you agree, but do you guys, are we on the same page so far?
Yeah, so far it's okay.
No? Okay, I want to hear why. Before we
The
move
reason-
on, this is the discussion part, so before we move on.
Because to me, I'll take an example to image it. Humans hear sound as, let's say, music or words, but in reality, sounds is just vibrations.
Yes, we're
Okay,
gonna talk about
and when, let's say, your ear gets a vibration, the way it deciphers it gives you the sound that we hear.
Yes.
Okay, so if you take, let's say, any other animal that has a different way of converting sound, the sound that you hear as music sounds totally different to them, which is why certain sounds we're able to hear are excruciating to certain animals. Is because the interpretation is totally different. So me, I'm thinking that thoughts, we experience them as an actual voice in our head or images, but they're just in reality chemical reactions. You know, chemical reaction that we interpret the same way as sound is just vibrations that we give a music to. So I think that in that light, the thoughts, the consciousness, I think that consciousness is just memory. It's just a stack.
We're actually going to talk about memory as well.
Yeah. So to me, it's just a stack of memory. What makes a human different than another human is the memory that he has in his DNA, which sets a part of him.
Yes.
And then the other memory that he's going to acquire throughout his life through experiences and through teachings from other people. And that forms that unique human that we have. And that's what makes the difference between me and her or
Yes.
me and anybody
So that's
else.
that's why spirituality at the end, we do have to realize that spirituality is unique to the person. But what did you not agree with? Do you not agree with the immaterial part? That
Yeah.
So chemicals, so signals. You know how I tell you guys you have to connect to your body and recognize the signals that are happening? How does the signal happen? Because yes, it's true that it's chemicals, but what makes those chemicals function?
From what I know, it's action reaction. It's kind of an action reaction process. You get stimulus, and then your body reacts
So
to
there's
this
a force
stimulus.
behind it. We can't really explain that force, but it is stimulus, but we can't explain it. But that's what we call, that's what we get the signal. The signal is like, you don't see it. We can explain, we can't even really explain it, but you don't see, you just see the signal. You feel the signal more. So hunger, let's use an example. Hunger, you don't actually see your belly doing all the signals that makes it hungry. You feel the growl, and then you know, I'm hungry. But you don't.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Well, without actually trying to get too much into the biological aspect of it, I agree with him, and I sort of disagree. But he made a
That's why spirituality is
made a very
complicated.
good point.
Mhm.
It's chemicals.
Yes.
What I don't agree with you is when you say you cannot actually, you don't actually know what's wrong because it's chemical, but it's just a bunch of neurosynapses, just neurons translating to each other, and it tells
Sending
you
signals.
you're hungry.
Yeah.
So it's still a basic mechanical process.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it cannot
agree.
be
I agree with that. But where I'm
Exactly.
saying, why does the signal happen?
However,
Yes.
However, he said consciousness is an accumulation of your experience and memories.
Yes.
I agree with it, but I do not agree with it. A newborn is a newborn.
Yes.
Doesn't have any recollection of anything technical.
Yeah.
He still knows when he's hungry.
Yes.
He still feels. Still has a conscience.
Yes.
So, just driving back to my point when I feel like, a spiritual aspect of it is kind of like connected to your consciousness, for me it's one and the same thing. Because the way the mind works, we think we do know, but we really do not know.
Yeah.
I haven't explored
I agree with
100% of the brain yet. We really do not know much about it. And a baby's just born. He just knows that he's hungry.
Yeah.
He just knows it's not something
Instinctively, yeah.
instinctive.
Yeah.
It is programmed into his. If you want to go back to the biology, it's programmed
Yes,
into him.
from
but
ancestors, you take on the things that you need to survive.
exactly. But
And what is programming?
Yeah, so I do talk
It's
about
memory.
That. Yes.
It's memory.
So
That's
between
what
0 and 7, a child is always absorbing everything. That's how they create the meaning of their life. They start to identify themselves after about 7 because they're absorbing so much information that they now have memory and they know, oh, when I see that person smile, it means that they're happy.
Yeah.
Okay, but now I don't get still what you don't agree with the spirituality. Is it still just because of the chemicals?
Well, he just said 2 points there. He said that, for example, the fact that, let's say hunger, let's take the example of hunger again. When you said we don't know where it comes from, we actually do. And,
yeah, so there's release of hormones. You know?
yes, and also the for example, what we cannot see with the human eye doesn't mean that we cannot see it.
No,
You know, like
it's not.
if we cannot see it with the human eye, but we can hear it, it's as if we can see it.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay,
If we
I
cannot
agree
see
with
it with
that.
the
I do
human
agree.
eye, but we can feel it with the touch, it's as if we can see it
Yeah.
because it's same. It's another sense,
Yeah.
but it's same brain, and it works kind of the same way. Stimuli goes to the brain, and the brain analyzes it and reacts chemically. Now, when he said a baby has no memory. That is not entirely true because memory is not just what you see and record.
That's what you receive.
It's anything you receive that is a
And
baggage
you're getting
that is
DNA,
that
you're
is
getting
stored.
genes, you're getting,
DNA,
Yeah.
exactly.
Stores
DNA
information.
is the biggest memory bank in
Yes.
every living being, and everyone is born with a very complex DNA.
Yes.
And that DNA, what is it? It's your whole lineage, all the diseases, all the strengths of your lineage that are stockpiled into one big, huge piece of memory bank. And when you're born with it, as let's say, as you're being formed, your person is gonna draw from that memory bank. Oh, you know what? I want that strength, and I want that weakness. It's not necessarily I want, but that's how it happens. You pick weaknesses, blah blah, but that's memory. So you're born with a huge memory bank that already defines somewhat who you are, and then the rest of who you are is gonna be defined by experiences. So yes, all of it cannot be seen and experienced visually, but you could
But
still
it's
see it.
So don't forget the spirit and soul, the definition is the immaterial part. So that transfer is not, yes, there's the physical transfer as well, but that transfer is not fully physical because
It is.
no, because to create a baby, yes, you need physical. So you need the sperm, you need the egg. That's all physical. But the memory is what I mean. So you have it in the DNA, but just the emotion, like, so feeling an emotion. What is emotion? That's the trick question of today, guys. What is emotion? And I've said this before. What is emotion?
Emotion.
Is energy in motion. So it's vibration. So I understand. So we agree actually on the vibration, but for something to vibrate, it's not really physical.
I feel like if we focus too much on the fact that on the actual mechanical aspect of it, you're taking away from the whole concept of consciousness and spirituality, because certain things you just can't explain. Certain things you just don't have an explanation to. Your mind. Yet. But
That's exactly why I had JP on, because I thought it was
exactly.
like a good
2,000 years ago,
discussion.
you could do something. It could be considered magic, but it's science. But
Yeah.
until you can
Yeah.
prove it, it remains unexplainable.
But I'm not saying these are unexplainable. I'm not saying
Exactly.
spirituality is unexplainable.
But-
I'm saying that it has to do with the immaterial part of the soul and the. So what are the immaterial parts? The thoughts and emotions. Emotion is energy in motion, so it does come back to vibration. But that is the definition of the human spirit or soul.
But I have a question for JP.
Yes.
Are you aware that you can literally will your body or either willingly, unconsciously to do certain things?
Yes.
What do you mean? Jean, give me an example of
Heal
something
us,
that
yeah.
you could.
I'm gonna give you
Feel
an
us, yeah.
example of myself. I have what you call quote unquote a severe case of anxiety, and I literally convinced myself that I could not breathe. And I went to the hospital when my lungs were perfect, and I could not have a conversation with somebody without running out of breath, until the doctor told me, "Listen, you're just anxious." And once he told me that, it was gone.
But that's like the
Do
placebo
you have an
effect.
explanation for that?
Yeah.
You said that certain things that the
He
brain just
released
do.
chemicals. So because he
Does
thought
just-
it, he actually had a physical. So I
Exactly.
agree that there's a physical aspect of it, but because his thoughts, he believed it,
So the-
he created it.
Exactly. The content has affect you physically.
Yes, I agree. But you guys act like conscience is something outside of the body.
Oh no!
Or
we're not saying
as in not outside of the body, as in the conscience is over the body. It's inside the body, but it's separate from it.
So actually, our
But
activities
your conscience is
today.
individual to yourself.
Yeah.
But
But
JP,
my
our
point
activities
is that
today is that
your
you're
conscience is, it's your flesh.
Yes.
It's your brain matter. It's not something higher than that.
It's all of it.
That's my point. My point is that
don't agree
when
with
you will your body into thinking, it cannot move. It's not genre your soul. To me, your
Yes.
soul doesn't exist.
Yes.
It's
But
you.
that's why I said it's the quality of concern for your human
Okay, I understand the
soul or
definition
spirit
more.
because it actually means all of you. It's your whole part. So when he
Mm-hmm.
was talking about it, you are an accumulation of your experience. You are definitely, you're not just 5-year-old JP. You're an accumulation of all those years of JP that has now created this whole who you are now. But now some people, so we're going to talk about blockages. So we're going to stop right there. And then as
Okay.
we go on, we're going to go on. Okay? And we're going to come back to these points that he made, okay? So we're going to feel, so you know how JP was explaining that the energy is within us? We're going to feel that energy right now, okay? So I'm going to show you guys different techniques, and we're going to feel that energy. At home, you guys can do it as well. So we're going to start with just massaging your hand right here. And you guys know chi, you know energy flow, you know, they call it chi, they call it yin yang, they call it just energy flow.
Ki.
We're going to feel, exactly, we're going to feel it in our body. So I want you to massage between your index and middle finger, and just massage away. So you can have, put your hand a little bit lower than your elbow so that the flow is easily. So there's the blood flow going through your body. And you're just massaging until you can feel the warmth, until you can feel the circulation. And then I want you to do the other hand. And you're going to feel warmth. So usually energy is the warmth that you feel within your body. And the other hand. If your hands are cold, you'll slowly start to feel that your hands warm up. So that's what we would call energy. Yes, we feel it physically, but it's also energy that helps us heal our scalp. It helps us grow. It helps us be strong. And so that's why I was trying to bring spirituality also back to the physical, because you have to be concerned with your physical body. You have to be concerned with your thoughts. You have to be concerned with the emotions that you're absorbing, because it will have a physical effect. And that's why it comes to everything that we've done under human energy, because everything that we do is physical, but we need to be concerned with the emotions, the energy that we take into it. Make sense so far? Okay, so does everyone feel it? And I showed you guys this on another episode where if you just move your hands like this, you'll slowly start to feel the energy moving through your arms. Okay?
My high school teachers used to transfer a lot of energy on my arms.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because actually our hands are the best channel for energy. So you guys know when I have you hold your heart or hold your partner's heart in some of the workshops, it's because we have that
That's so
circuit of
random.
energy flowing through us.
I just.
All right, so does everyone feel the energy at home? Let us know in the comment section.
Well, I
if you
don't
all
know what
feel the
energy Steve is feeling, but we're feeling some energy.
So, but you guys feel that flow of energy going through you, okay?
Yeah, we
Okay.
do.
Now, I'll have Dom come up first.
Okay.
And I want you to slowly shift between your legs like this.
Okay.
And then so you can slowly go like this.
Okay.
And now we have that energy flowing through our body. So you have to be concerned with movement, because that's how blood flow goes through your body. And we want consistent blood flow. We talked about that with water, because it allows us to burst with energy. It allows our bodies to be flexible. It allows our bodies to be in movement. It allows it to relax.
Dasani.
Hmm?
Except Dasani.
Except what?
What's that water bottle? Mark?
Dasani water.
Does what?
Dansani water if it's up.
Oh,
Tastes like
oh, are you
shit.
talking about the water?
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, guys. So we'll have Dom. And then Dom, when you start to feel the warmth going from leg to leg, you
Okay.
feel the cold in one leg, the warmth in the other leg,
Okay.
then you can sit down. So that'll just be the example.
Okay. I think
You
I
feel
feel
it?
it.
Okay. So that's when you're moving. You know, movement brings sweat. It brings that energy and it brings that strength and it brings that forces. So JP, or no, Steve, come up. You'll do the squat for us. Steve likes to, until you feel the warmth in your thighs, until you feel it in movement. A good squat.
Thank God that was him.
Until I feel the warmth in my thigh.
Yeah, in your
It
thighs.
won't be long.
5 to 10. Go ahead.
10. Okay. I have a
A
nice.
good
Oh, the
squat.
chair behind me. Okay, there you
Steve
go.
works out, so you can show us a good squat.
I'm try this
See,
at
and you
home.
feel that blood flow.
Need some lubrication in the knees. Sammy.
Yeah, you feel it?
Huh?
You're good. You feel
I've
the
been
warmth
feeling
at
it
home,
even before
guys.
starting.
You feel the warmth. You feel it in your knees. You feel the blood flow going down. Now, JP,
It's
a jumping back jack.
Oh.
wow.
That's whole body. So one, we felt it in the
Wait,
arms. One, we
how
felt
do
it
you
in the
how do you
leg.
jump jack
Now
again?
whole
Oh
body.
damn.
You have to
wait.
jump and then
Jumping
say
jack.
Jack at the
Where's
same
the
time.
camera?
I thought that. Oh.
Jack.
There you go.
Jack. Jack.
Oh.
Jack.
Until you feel the body, the flow going through your body. And I want you guys to all Yes! Okay, so nice. Thank you.
Ooh.
Did you guys feel that energy going through your body, right?
Yes.
That's life force. Okay? Why is this important to spirituality? Why is it important to your overall health? Because when, as we talked about the accumulation of anything, so when you have lack of faith, we're going to use lack of faith as an example, right? So that causes mistrust, distrust, anxiety. It causes for yourself, you have mistrust in yourself, in other people, or in just life in general. And that causes, what happens when you're in distress or in anxiety?
Well, for me, my tummy gets all messed up. I can't eat. I start to like panic. I just feel sick and nauseous.
Good example, yes. Anybody else?
When I'm anxious, I'm not myself. I get stupid.
That's a good example as well, Steve. You told us.
Strong
What
urge for Babanko. Which I fight. I don't always win.
Which
but I
affects your
fight.
liver as well.
The urge got hands.
And this all comes from your thoughts. This all comes from mistrust and mistrust, anxiety. It all comes from a past experience. And what did we say a past experience is when you're embodying a past experience? What is that?
A memory.
It is a memory, yes, but it's a blockage. So it's a form. It's a shadow form of the past. So it's like you took your past Steve, and you're keeping him right now in a blocked form. And those blockages create literal blockages in your body. So in order to release that, in order to be in peace, you need to have sane emotions. You need to have sane thoughts. So that goes back to the immaterial part, even though he did talk, but it affects the physical. But it goes back to the immaterial spirit and the immaterial soul. Does everyone? So before we go through it, we continue. I want to make sure everyone's on the same page now, especially JP.
I get it. I get it.
I think I'm actually on the same page as him because
Yeah.
I just believe that consciousness is equivalent to spirit, to soul. That's why I don't believe they're two separate things. I believe my consciousness is my soul.
Okay, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
But okay, so that's why I use definitions. So because spirit, soul, like you go check it out, it's immaterial part of. So consciousness does count because consciousness is thoughts.
Yeah.
But it's subconscious and super subconscious.
I just disagree with
conscious.
them. I do think that soul and consciousness
Are
a bit
different? Why? Okay, so we'll talk about why.
I don't know. I just feel like my consciousness is what I have my day to day. I don't know. It's like the little thought in the back of my little voice I hear in the back of my head when I do things. But in my soul, it's if I'm reaching like for something like deeper. I don't know how to explain it.
But
it's
if
like,
you're reaching for your thoughts, isn't that just as deep as because you want sane, healthy thoughts?
I guess the soul is when I'm thinking of like when I die.
Oh.
I
okay.
guess that's what I guess
That little ghosty thing that comes.
That's what I'm thinking of. Maybe it's a bit ridiculous, but that's what I guess my good or bad actions, thinking of things, is relating to like my soul.
But nobody said that even after you die, the immaterial parts of you won't continue to live.
But then there's a
The
point to
thoughts
that
and the
though,
emotions.
because
We're not saying that's a whole other debate.
That's a whole other debate.
Yeah, that's a whole other
We
debate.
can confirm or not confirm, but
Yeah.
nobody is saying that.
Yeah.
So like we can't really go against your thought of.
But that's
soul.
what I'm thinking. But I guess I'm thinking of that too with regards to like heaven.
So
and
how
hell
does your
and
soul
everything.
impact you right now as your life? That's what more we're saying.
I would say I would think like a good soul or like a bad soul. Like a good soul that has good actions. That's what I'm thinking.
What are good actions?
Well, that's where it's like relatif à la personne, see?
So that's why
But then again, if just put a point on Dom's that like soul when you die and all that, technically, we're
Like,
all
I don't believe in
energy.
reincarnation.
yes, we're
I
all
believe-
energy. We're all
that-
vibrating. It goes back to
Energy
vibration.
is never lost. It's always
Exactly.
transferred. So when you die, you're pretty much just transferring your energy. So if it's consciousness, if it's that could be your soul
Soul, yeah.
being
Yeah.
transferred. You can look at it in different ways.
Yeah, that's true.
Think of how does consciousness, where does the consciousness of a baby come from? Yes, it's memory, it comes from DNA, it comes from all these, but it's that energy that's went from generations to generations.
But
right?
that's where like I would like spirituality and in regards to God kicks in, because each person has a different thought of like where is a baby before you're born.
It's not more. I'm not asking more. Where is the baby? It's more. Where does the
Like-
the force, the energy of the consciousness?
Comes from.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because it comes from somewhere. It has to go
Comes
somewhere.
somewhere, yeah.
Just like Steve said.
Well, as long as there's no reincarnation.
But right now we want to keep it in the physical realm. How it impacts. As long as there's no reincarnation.
I'll be pissed. Like if I get reincarnated,
You won't
into
even
s-
remember
if I
you're
get
reincarnated or
reincarnated
not.
into something else, I will be pissed.
In my head,
I
a
want-
cockroach.
I will be pissed.
I want to be a cat.
wanna be a
Un
cat?
sorcier, j'ai toujours su.
A cat.
So you talk about spirituality and
I'll be a
that's what
cat.
happened.
And a very wealthy, adopted by a very wealthy.
Oh my
couple.
God.
But basically, we want to
We
keep
have
it in
some
the
high-class
physical realm
tuna.
because our emotions and our thoughts get stuck in our body, in our physical body, if we don't take good care of it. So that's how spirituality plays a role in the energy of all your life. So imagine you said when you get sick, ulcers, it gets stuck in the stomach. So she has to release the worry and the stress in her stomach. How can she do that? Through movement, through breathing. You know, a lot of people don't focus on how they breathe. So that's why we talk a lot about breathing here, because breathing, what happens when you're to your breath when you're angry?
Get short breath. They're just like
When you're sad.
longer breath.
Yeah. Or it could be shorter breaths too. So you get your breathing changes. That's subconscious. It doesn't. You don't activate it. You're like, oh, I'm gonna start breathing, with short of breath. It just happens because of the emotion associated to it. So there's a behavior associated to an emotion. So there's a physical aspect to the immaterial aspect. Can we agree on that, Dave?
Well, of course, because to me, there's no immaterial, there's only the physical. So if you tell me one affects the other, yeah.
Do your emotions affect your body?
Yeah. But my emotions are physical to me.
Yeah.
To me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for him, it's physical, but in this context, we want our emotions, energy in motion, still vibration. So however you see that, whether it's immaterial or not material, it's still, that's the spirit or the soul.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the definition of the spirit or the soul. All right. So now we have blockages in from the past memory. We're gonna do a memory activity. Okay. So I want you guys to think back to use the examples that you guys gave me. Actually, so you when you went to the doctor. You said you said drinking. You said, what was your example?
Which one? For what?
When she said that she gets ulcers, you said.
You said because anxiety.
Okay, you get anxiety? Was it anxiety?
I said when I ever get anxious, I get stupid. Like I
yes.
become stupid.
Okay, so I want you to think of a memory where you did something stupid.
Okay.
Okay?
Because I was anxious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So each take your memory, go through the memory, play it in your head, and then I want you, as you remember the memory, tell us how you feel.
I feel very powerless.
I feel stupid again.
I mean, it depends. Is it the day off or the next morning?
Which one was worse?
The day off I was feeling really good because I was some good
Medicine?
shit. The next morning I had quite a headache, so
Okay,
that wasn't
Okay.
that was very
So,
smart.
you remember all those feelings, right? You said
Yeah.
you felt powerless. Are you powerless right now in this moment?
Right now in this moment, no.
So why would you bring that emotion with you? Why would you carry it as a burden with you through the rest of life? So I'm not saying that to you right now, but in general for people,
Yeah.
if you're carrying anxiety, if you're carrying stress, why are you bringing it with you if in that moment you're not there? Do you feel stupid right now?
Yeah.
You feel stupid right now?
Yeah.
Why? You brought up some good points.
No, because
Mid debate.
every time I think of it, I'm like back into it.
Okay, so that's what memory does to you. He's not back there. He's right here with us. but he traveled there. That would be the immaterial part of your memory. You
Okay.
traveled to the memory.
Okay. Okay.
And Steve,
I'm good.
headache. Do you have a headache right now?
No, I went to the gym this morning, so I'm pretty much set for the rest of the day.
So could you cause yourself to have a headache if you really thought about it?
I don't think so.
No? Well,
Yeah,
some people
lot,
can cause
a lot.
themselves to have headache. They love headaches so much they just keep giving themselves headaches. But that's how you move and release energy. So now we're going to talk about different ways to move and release energy within your body. You guys saw the energy that they showed you different ways to feel it. You can get blood circulation in your body to kind of just move it around, and so it doesn't get stuck. You don't want it stuck in your back. You don't want you have back pain or knee pain or foot cramps.
So that's what it is.
energy
I'm not
stuck.
old. I just have energy stuff.
Exactly.
There
C'est
you
vraiment ça. That's what it is. Because you can see old people. My grandpa still rides his bike, 83. Every morning goes rides his bike. No back pain. No. But my grandma, she had knee pain. She sat down in her chair for about 20 years and had 11 surgeries.
Oof.
Yeah. So you have to move that energy within you. And it also relates to your spirituality, not in the way you guys might have thought of it as God or soul, because a lot of religions, it's really different than religion. Religion is a practice, right, of worship, where they come and they worship a superhuman. That's the definition as well. But as we know, we don't know the exact life force of a plant, or the life force of a child, or the life force for when you guys went from 5 to 10. And we are still physical living beings that have emotions, that have thoughts, that have consciousness. So we need to know the whole self to be able to be at our best selves. The best of me, best JP, best Steve. Okay, so now that we've gone past memories, we're going to say how other techniques to release those worries. Okay? So there's water techniques. So if everyone can take a sip of their water.
I'm
did I
saving the
drink
last
water?
sip for the rest.
Okay? And then tell me how you feel when you drink water. What are the thoughts that you're having?
Hydrated.
Hydrated. Like it. Good.
Much needed.
Much needed.
Hydration.
Okay. So there was appreciation. Have you guys seen the study where water, because we are 70% water as well, water takes your emotion, takes your energy. Have you guys seen that study?
Water
Yes.
takes-
You've seen that study? Yes.
How does that? How?
So
Water takes your energy?
what you're vibrating at, so you know how we're talking about vibrations, energies, emotions, energy in motion? The water takes on those features. So they can look at a water and they can tell like a piece of water. Usually they transform them into ice to see it better. And then they look at the shape of it, and then that shape can tell them if this person was irritated, angry, loving, gratitude. So right now all you guys were in gratitude for your water. You're like, this was much needed, it was hydrating. So the water goes into your body positively.
So-
And it transforms the water that's already within, the liquid that's already within your
So
body.
the water you're about to drink, they can tell.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, so some people, they pray, so holy water, they pray over the water.
Okay.
Yeah. You've never seen that study? I'll send it
No,
to you.
send it
I'll
to
put
me.
the link in the description box, guys, so you can see it.
What?
So the water takes on the vibration of the person. Yes.
Send it to me.
Yeah. I can send it to you, especially it was a scientific study.
Vous allez voir Steve en train de prier chaque matin sur son nom.
But you know,
But your
you know,
food
if,
too,
if,
they
if
also-
you want your water to get you nice without having the side effects of actual alcohol, you can vibrate on it hard
Yeah.
enough.
It's true. It's messed up, but it's true. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So have you guys,
How does that
JP, have you
work?
seen that they said,
I don't know
food-
yet, but I'll find
food
out
that
when
you
you
put
send me
in
the
the
link.
fridge, there's actually food that you put in the fridge and that you pray over that molds less fast than food that you just, without thinking.
Alright.
JB has left the chat.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'll send it. So I'll put the link in the description box. So basically, everything in your body vibrates to your emotions and your thoughts, and
Well, he's
everything
just
around
thinking
you.
he's
So
not gonna go
everything
to
that
the
you
SAQ
attract,
anymore.
also everything
just
you
gonna pray on
attract,
the water.
people you attract. The fact that we're here all together is because there was everything that happened, every decision we made in our life brought us to this very moment. JP, Steve, Dominique accepting my invitation to this workshop. Me even sitting here. All the decisions that we came brought into some form of vibration that have brought us all together here.
So that means if I get eau pétillante, I can actually get some good champagne out of it. For the good of hard work.
Well, you want to turn the... Steve thinks he's Jesus
some
turning
bubbles.
open into
Yeah, you don't even know.
champagne. Do it and then show us. But all I know is that water vibrates to your emotions. Okay?
I'm still not over it.
You're not- So basically, the activity I want to show you guys is think of, so let's say we're not going to do it right now because we don't have bowls, but if you put all your worries into your water, basically, that's how you can release stress as well. So you have water in front of you and you say, I'm tired of my anxiety, I want to release this anxiety. You put it into the water. The water is absorbing that. I feel stupid, let's put it into water. I feel like I have a headache, put that energy into the water, and then you dump it. Don't dump it in your house. Don't dump it. Dump it like.
Can I dump it on someone?
Bills.
You would be giving them that energy, basically, because our skin has little. So you know how I told you guys we're carbon based. Our skin has little holes. So whenever you take a shower, that water penetrates into your body as well.
Bills.
Nice.
Yeah.
So basically, we could revolutionize gang warfare with that.
How?
You just spray water on your ops, bro. You induce that shit with deep depression.
Water can bring world peace. Water brings world peace.
You induce that stuff with some suicidal depression.
Like,
you go spray the hood
Oh my God.
with water,
JP.
and then you just go home and wait
No, we want you to get rid
until
of
they
your
kill
worries.
themselves.
We want you to get rid of your worries for you. If you want to use it on somebody else, put gratitude into it. Put peace into it. Put love into it.
That's what
For
I
the ops.
That's what I asked you. If we can dump it on someone.
But if it's love, I don't want you dumping negative things on people.
But the
That's like cursing somebody.
No,
But the
not
guy's trying to
cursing.
kill me. If I could,
Not like cursing.
if I could throw some water and get him to kill himself, not only.
Why not
Or-
throw water and have him turn
or-
it to peace?
Or you can throw some love in him, and then he gives
Exactly.
you all his merch.
That's all just from water.
Now you just made profit and a friend.
Oh my
Don't-
gosh.
don't- I
So
patent
that's
this,
one
don't
way
touch
of
it.
releasing
Yeah,
your worries.
yeah.
Releasing your tension.
I thought of it as a weapon.
Exactly. Thoughts. You see thoughts. And his thought could have created a reaction
something
in
very
somebody
deadly.
else.
I'm gonna test
So you
both.
see how powerful
See which one. I'm gonna see which one is more effective. I'm gonna throw some hate water on the op, no, some depression water on the op, and some loving water, and see
see.
if it works.
Okay.
All right.
But you see how a thought can become reality? Inventions,
Wow.
how did they come? They all began in the mind. And then they became physical. So that's one way to get rid of your worries, your anxiety, depression. Another way is to write down your worries. No, I guess I should have given you guys. Write down something that's bothering you guys right now.
I already know what I'm gonna write.
At home, write down something that's bothering you right now. Is everyone good with the surface thing? Or you can use your, yeah. Dom, you can use your.
Okay, I have a good surface right here.
So yes, guys, think of different ways to release stress, release anxiety, to have
When you say
feel
something that worries us, like what?
anything you want to release that you're like, oh, it's kind of heavy right now. Let me just
Let
give
go.
it to energy.
You know?
Yeah. Let it go. Yes, surrender. Let it go.
Okay.
Good? Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna fold it away from you guys because remember everything is symbolic to our subconscious. So you know when you have weird dreams?
Like that?
So not yes, away from you. Okay? So when you have weird dreams and you don't really know what's going on, it's because you've taken all this information and our brain has to categorize it, right? But some things like this, so folding away from you, it's like pulling the problem away from you instead of pulling it towards you. Make sense? Okay. So we even want the subconscious to understand that. So yeah, fold it 3 times. 3 times.
3 times?
Yes. 3 times. The number of flow, divinity, creation. Away from you. Away from you, JP. Away from you. No.
The other way.
Backwards.
Oh.
Yes. You don't want to pull it towards you. You want to send it away. So away from you. 3 times. Yes. Perfect. Exactly. At home, you can write down your worries. And at this point, so they're going to take it home with them. You burn it. So fire. Fire is another catalyzer, like water, that can help wash away your worries, wash away your stress, wash away your tension, anything that keeps you contracted and from opening up. Because we want you guys to be open to what the world has for you. Because then you can really be concerned with your state of thought and your state of emotion.
I have a question. I could burn this, but can I put it in water and throw it on something?
Yes. You can. No! No! I thought you were going to say throw it away. No.
I throw it away.
Throw it away. You'll be more comfortable with it. Maybe, who knows? You might conjure up something that allows you to not pay your bills.
Or win the lotto.
Exactly. Heritage. Who
Quebec.
knows? Who
What?
knows? Steve, can you explain how you got here today?
Uh,
From 5 years old?
I grew. What
So
do you
you
mean?
don't know what can grow tomorrow that allow you to get rid of bills.
Exactly.
I mean,
Possibilities are unlimited. Makes sense, guys? JP's like,
he's just thinking of wow, he's going through these waters.
Oh my gosh.
That's all he's thinking of right now, literally.
I'm
All
very
right.
curious. to see
So
if this
that
works out.
is movement, water, memories, fire. Make sense, guys?
No.
Okay, now I want to get everyone's thoughts on the overall. Why is this important to your energy?
I just feel like if you're moving around and you have all this blockage,
Mhm.
it percolates.
Mhm.
The people around you can feel it. You know,
Mhm.
it just
You emanate energy.
you emanate energy. You can see someone that gets in the room and the whole room just brightens up, and you see someone that gets in the room and everybody just like
Just like the energy that you felt in your hand, you
Exactly.
can feel it in somebody else's hand. So your body heat, when it's really cold, you feel that energy circulating.
I think, well, I'm trying to stay on the common ground so we could advance. And I think that stress is really an hindrance.
Yeah.
Like, if you're stressing about, like, there's this, I think it's Asian philosopher. He said something like, if you're in the present, you're living. If you're in the past, you're worrying. And if you're in the future, I forget.
You're a blocked form of your
You're
past.
stressing, something
Yes.
like that. Yeah. So
You keep thinking, you're overthinking, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it makes you anxious if you're always in the future.
exactly. So it's like to say that the only thing that matters is what you're going through in the immediate moment,
Right now.
and that. So yeah, it aligns with what you say.
The quality of concern for your emotions or thoughts, if that's better.
Exactly.
In the present moment, not in the past
I
moment.
want to translate that to make it easier. It is what it is.
It is definitely.
Yes, but deal with it because some people will try to avoid it, and what happens when you avoid something?
Yeah, it comes back.
It stays. It stays there.
It gets
yeah.
bigger and bigger and
Yeah.
bigger until you have to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stomach ulcers, headache, not being able to breathe, feeling stupid. Now he's going to take that into every discussion that he has, whereas he's not. So, were you done with your thoughts?
Well, yeah.
For
Pretty
me, I
much.
think what I'm taking away from all of this is more so being at peace with myself. And that's very important for my productivity, whether it's personal or work, school, whatever. But also the kind of people that I guess I'm attracting to my own self. If I am myself, I'm just full of negative energies and everything. And I guess the people that would be around me would tolerate that and also themselves be like that. And that's not what I want.
Good, good. And that's how we're actually going to end our workshop today because we no longer want those emotions that are hindering us, that are not actually good for our mental state, not good for our spirit, our soul, however you guys take it. We don't want it to keep living within us. So we're going to do affirmations, okay?
Yay.
Why is the I am in strong? What is so strong? So philosophers, religion, they have all agreed that I am, the statement I am, has a strength within it. Why is that?
I mean, if you don't believe you can do something yourself, you pretty much don't mean you're set to fail.
That's true. But the I am is, did you want to say something?
I am. It's the beginning of everything. Every action. So that's how it
Yeah.
starts. You know, anything that's ever built by a person or anything that's been concepted by a person
Yes.
starts with I am or I will or something like with I.
It's just positivity and the capability to do it.
True.
The
It
belief in
stays.
yourself.
Yeah, it stays affirmative. and,
Exactly. So you take on those characteristics. You take on that energy. You take on whatever. So whenever you say I am JP, if you go look at the definition of JP, it's like you're confirming this is the contract. I am JP.
Yeah.
Okay, and you embody that. But now you have to realize who is that within me. So Dom said, I feel at peace. So you can now say, I am peace. And you start to emanate what peace truly is. Okay? So everyone come up with an affirmation at home. Put in your affirmations in the comment section. I'd be interested to see what they are. Come up with one that empowers you. One that that you can say to yourself every time you doubt yourself, every time you're feeling anxious, every time you feel like you're contracting, instead of opening yourself up to the lessons or to what the world has to offer you, because you cannot control what other people do, but you can control how you react.
I am better than everyone.
I think I've come up with one.
Wow, James.
I think I've come up with one.
Should we talk about it?
No.
I think for me, I think
Oh
the
my
one
God.
that most applies to my life and myself would be I am resilient.
I am resilient. Okay.
No.
So I am resilient. So no matter what comes at you, but also be wary that you can be attracting things that need you to be resilient now.
God forbid, no.
I just say I'm okay.
I am okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm
I'm okay.
Like,
I'm okay.
especially when I used to
I'm
have
fine. I'm
anxiety
good.
periods, I would
Yeah,
just sit down
I am
and like,
okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm not dying.
Yeah. You're not attracting anything. You're just like, I am
it's fine.
okay. It's all about you, your feeling, your wellness.
Me, I'm rich.
I knew. It's so funny. I
Like,
knew he
to
was
be
gonna
honest,
say that.
that's
rich.
it.
Okay. And also for rich, it would be his own definition of what he's attracting into his life. So I
Money.
am rich. Of money. It could be knowledge.
I don't want it.
I am rich.
The extent of knowledge
It can
from
also be
money.
I am abundant. I am prosperous. I am successful.
I am powerful.
I am powerful. Powerful how? It depends.
It's not
Now
in
you
a,
have
it's not in
power.
the JP powerful kind of thing. It's more of like a personal, like I can do anything.
Wait a
I am
minute.
empowered then.
Wait a minute. There's a JP powerful kind of thing.
Yeah, there is, you know. Like,
Throwing water on options.
si lui était là dans la Deuxième Guerre mondiale, ben, il n'aurait plus un numéro sur la table.
Oh.
He would have just been there throwing around fresh water on people.
Wow.
Shake my head. Mine is I am peace, I am love, I am change. Because life is forever changing. We're never constant. We're never stagnant. So, good guys. Makes sense. Any
Yes.
last thoughts? Have you relieved your stress? How do you feel? Do you feel like you're bursting with energy?
I feel like I feel very much better. I feel like I'm about to travel in peace.
Good. That's good. That's what we want because now anybody that she meets during her travel gets a little bit of that energy.
I'm going to end this like an American TV show. Shout out to Ray Ray and everybody.
Wow. And that's the energy he wants to end with. So burn your little worry papers, guys, and catch you on the next episode, which will be January 2nd. If you want to support the channel, you are now able to do so. All the information will be in the description box. Bye, guys, and thank you to our participants for being so open.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
We'll keep the pencils. I'm at the one.
Ask Dom if you can keep the pencils. Thank you.
Dump's pencils.
Oh, I forgot, guys. So this is
Dom.
frankincense. I forgot to give you your little
Dom.
oils.
You are okay.
This is
I am not.
frankincense.
Do you see how he's using?
One drop.
Do you see how he's
One
using
drop is enough.
affirmation?
So this is for
Pour
peace.
voler les crayons?
It's for relaxation and it's for overall cellular
Steve, Dollarama
function.
existe.
Yeah.
Wow, that's.
Is it scented?
Yes.
Nice.
It's real frankincense.
Is this
It's
the one
pure
that smells
frankincense.
like church?
You can, yeah, it is. It also helps with fatherly issues, if anything.
I know.
I don't think Steve and JP should be touching this. They might just blow up out here in flames.
I know I'm gonna throw I know I'm gonna throw my ops water on now.
No.
On who?
I'm about to go vibrate a whole lot of energy.
Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. You can
I
put
don't
one
know
drop.
if you really. Ah, il a encore envie.